All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Daniel Blumberg, and I am so excited to talk to you today about my new author website that I put together. And so that this way we can just get right into it, I'm going to make myself smaller on the side over here and then go straight to the website with you. So the author website I've been working on is going to be drblumbergwrites.com. And I put this together myself using Squarespace. I used to have an author website a long time ago, but I didn't do anything with it for a while, and then I got hit with what was a really massive price increase and decided not to continue that site, but I wanted to re-up my website and rebuild it completely from the ground up, which I have done using Squarespace, and I'm really happy with how this website has turned out. So I'm actually going to move this little picture down here. So why did I decide to do a brand new website? I have a couple of books that I've written. First book that I wrote was called Harmonizer, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. The second book is The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle. Both stories are completely different universes, completely independent of each other. But I decided to write a sequel to The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle, written through the viewpoints of Cal's, the Cal and MechaniKalle, of her AI for the second book. Because in the first book, I don't want to give away spoilers, but something happens in the first book that is story changing throughout the remainder of the first book and definitely leads right into the second book. So again, not going to give away spoilers if you have not read the first book, but I'm so excited for the second book that I've been working on. As I say on the post, I've been working with a cover designer who I hired. I'm actually going to redo the cover design for The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle to bring it more in line with the second book's cover design art style. So the screen image that you see here, this is a AI rendering. I use draw things on my Mac to generate this picture. And I'm going to scroll down. Actually, you can't see more of this. I've got some more pictures of this, but this is an AI mock-up of what MechaniKalle looks like in front of the Abu Barjai Tower in Abu Dhabi. So I know I just butchered the name of the tower, but sorry about that. I'll get back to the name in just a second of the tower. But this is the mock-up for the rebuild of the Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle's cover. And I'm really happy with how the mock-up came out. The cover artist that I'm going to get to do this is an artist that I hired through Reedsy. That's a website where you can hire artists to do cover designs for your book. And so I'm really excited by that. So my goal is to have the sequel out for The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle in early 2027. Now, I do have a link on here so that you can click on the link and it should jump you straight over to Amazon so you can get book one. This is the original cover. I did this back in you can see right there, 2017 is when I did that originally. So, and that was a mock-up that I had done with some in-game design and the actual tower behind it. So obviously you can see that the book needs a new redesign for the cover. The book itself for The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle will be an enhanced edition. I am going to clean up some components of the book, fix some copy edit issues that were not caught the first go around by my copy editor. But I'm going to clean that up just a small bit, but it's going to have an amazing new cover once the cover gets redesigned. So this is my homepage, and on the homepage that I built, I worked to build in Kit for a subscription list. So you can join a subscription email list, and I can send out updates to let you know when the sequel, ESLA Ghost in the Circuit, is going to actually launch. There'll be some exclusive content that'll be sent out by email. There will be some runes for people to attempt to decode. The second book has its own alphabets. that I think will be incredibly challenging for people to try to decode prior to the book's release. And I'm not going to give any more away than that right there for what the runes are just yet. But as you can see here, the series is my own science fiction universe, 20 years in the making, based off of my own timeline of gaming, writing, thinking how this could play out. The story itself is rooted in superhero mythology, Norse legends, and the question of what an AI owes the people that it loves. So we're going to go through each of these tabs. So this is my home tab. And I've got my 3 books on here. We're just going to go in reverse sequence. So the original book that I wrote first is called Harmonizer. And this, as noted, is a standalone science fiction series that's completely separate from The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle and ESLA Ghost in the Circuit. And so basically this is a boy finds effectively a genie with unlimited power, and what happens, what type of adventures occur, and how the world reacts. So this was my first book. I had a lot of fun writing it. I spent a lot of time writing it. And so if you'd like to check it out, feel free to check it out. I do want to note that the cover art was done by Michael Graham, and I did dedicate this book to my grandfather, Seymour. He was part of the Omaha Beach invasion, and also, speaking of codes, helped break the codes that ended World War II. All right, so we're going to scroll. You can also click on the link. It'll take you to Amazon, so you can get this book if you're interested in it. Hopefully you are. And so the next 2 books, second book that I've written, The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle. This is, like I said, this is cover art that I had done. I know it's not the greatest, which is why I'm doing an enhanced edition to make this cover art look so much better. And so I'm really looking forward to how this art is going to turn out. The artist that I've hired for this art, his name is David Lehigh. He's done a number of other pieces of artwork. So in this story, Cal Talbot is basically a super genius. She brought to life effectively the first artificial intelligence, being ESLA. But this is Cal Talbot's story as the rise and fall of MechaniKalle, MechaniKalle being her superhero, alter ID. And so it's a story of how she wants to make a difference. She does everything she can to make a difference. And yet she's not good enough to make the difference, is what the authorities tell her. So she decides to do it on her own. She gets some mysterious support, and things go horribly wrong. And on a lot of occasions, they go horribly right, or amazingly right. But it's her reacting to very intense situations and doing her best as she can to get through them successfully. This book, for those that don't like action and superhero sequences, is probably not the book for you. For those that do like action and intelligence, answers to difficult situations for superheroes to be able to get through, this is a book you're going to enjoy. I had a lot of fun writing this book. This is also why I focus on this storyline for the sequel. So we're going to jump over to ESLA Ghost in the Circuits. Now, this is another piece of artwork that I did with AI rendering, and the series ESLA actually is the AI that Cal created. These are representative of the servers that she inhabits, and you can see they're connected to the outer world through, of course, the internet. Some interplay here with electricity. The inside of these servers, very difficult to get AI to render that as computer circuitry in there. So that is the reason I have an artist. This piece of artwork, he's going to re-envision. This will be the part of the back cover of ESLA Ghost in the Circuit. So very much looking forward to this book, and so I knew I was going to be able to correct my name for this. The tower in the first book, the Burj Khalifa. Um, ESLA is her artificial intelligence. So she is having to respond as she can without direction because she has no one to give her direction because of what happens in book one. So again, don't want to give too much of that away. Consider that a spoiler, if you will, for book one. But if you haven't read book one, I highly recommend reading it. There are many twists and turns throughout book one, and even what I have just pseudo spoiled for you is not truly a spoiler because it's hard to keep a good actual superhero down. Anybody who's familiar with superheroes knows what that means in general, but there are consequences to things that happen in the world, including in the superhero world. So this story, I'm really excited by it. I'm hoping you will be too. This is the basis of why I put together this website, is because I'm so excited about the story. I have another link here for joining the reader list. If you want to join it, it just pops you back here, so you can go back to my email subscription, so you can sign up there for the email subscription. Now, I've also put together a blog on the website, so I can basically keep people up to date. It gives a lot of background on what's going to be happening. I will tease different parts and scenes. This is where one of the ways I'm going to stay in touch with people. I am planning a Kickstarter. I'm hoping to have the Kickstarter live in September. You ask why I'm going to do a Kickstarter. Well, self-publishing books is expensive, but aside from that, what I really want to be able to do is I really want to be able to have professional audiobooks made for both The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle and ESLA Ghost in the Shell. So I want to actually hire a voice actress to be able to do the voices for the characters in the book. And hiring them for ESLA Ghost in the Circuit, each book is probably going to be around $3,000 to get a good voice actress to do each book. So that's why I'm going to do the Kickstarter. For any that were around the very first go around, I did try Kickstarter initially for my first book, The Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle. I did not make the goal for that, and so I did not hire a voice actress to do that first book. One of the stretch goals for this Kickstarter, when I kick it off, will be to go back and do the first book also. So I would be able to get both of them done with audiobooks. I really would love to be able to release my book as both a paperback, an ebook, and an audiobook all at the same time. I think that would be amazing. Hopefully you also think that would be amazing and will be willing to support that once the Kickstarter does get released. I'm going to jump over to my next section. I have an about over 20 years worth of creating worlds. I've been involved in what I like to refer to as joint storytelling with a group of friends for well over 20 years, where we get together on Friday nights and someone runs a game, whether it's a Lord of the Rings game or a superhero genre game or a Dungeons and Dragons style type game, and the rest of us pick up parts in that world, and we basically are telling a joint story. Lately, I've been doing a lot of the superhero running for the players. This way they can actually enjoy it, but every so often someone else picks up the hat and they run the game for a while. So it is a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed role-playing games. I enjoy board games. I enjoy computer games. I enjoy anime. I enjoy flying my drone. I enjoy going on vacations. This is my lovely wife. We were on a cruise. Had an amazing time. So I love traveling as well. I love learning. I love constantly learning. I do get my educational doctoral degree in leadership for organizations. And I just really enjoy being able to pass on a story, but even more so having a conversation with people about why they are enjoying a story as well. So with that said, if you are interested and reaching out to me, you're welcome to reach out and contact me. I've got a contact page here. You can enter your information. I'll see it. I do actually have on the bottom of all my pages my links. So you can go to Facebook, my LinkedIn, my YouTube channel, which is where this is going to be. I on occasion broadcast to Twitch, haven't done that recently, and Discord. And this is another one of the components of the Rise and Fall of MechaniKalle. This is a longer rendition of what the Cal looks like, just overlooking the city in the background. So I am really excited about this. I've been working on it for quite a while. I do work a full-time job. This most certainly is not my day job writing books, but it is something that I really love to do. And I look forward to hearing from you. So thank you so much for anyone who took the time to watch this. I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay tuned. There are some really exciting things to come with this set of stories. Bye for now.